Hello, this is Akai Judai here, and I have some patch notes regarding Season 2 of the roadmap for the game Guardian Tales. Since I'm in a bad mood right now, I'm probably just going to do some sarcastic remarks on this. I don't actually have too much faith in the developers for them actually doing well with this content. Currently, there is a lot of things that at the end you can see that it's not great. So they're trying to expand the end game currently because the end game consists of mostly arena, somewhat of Coliseum, and then there's nothing much else. Combat Zone is really daily. You just sit stuck in that three or four floors you do, and that's pretty much it. That is why there's going to be a change for Combat Zone. There's a reform of that because currently there's nothing else to do. The resource grind did not actually get elevated too much. It went from 1.43 star to 1.6, but it's still pretty much a month of grinding to get you a 5 star. And with they're trying to actually do more systems that diversify heroes and add more content that requires more heroes. I do not see it going really well unless they are going to give us more resources, and I don't think they are. And if you can see over here, one thing, we're going to get our new co-op official open. So it's going to be more rewards. But what's going to happen is it's just going to be a rotating between arena and co-op. That's how they're going to do it. See? How do they fix arena? They're not going to fix arena. What's going to happen to arena? Well, you can just play less of it. And well, what's that? Then it's just going to be co-op. And then what? So what happens is it's alternating with arena. So and they're saying it's going to be about the same word. So it's just gems. It's probably just going to be gems. So we're not getting any of the Evo stones, any of the star pieces. Those could actually be helpful, or any of the awakening stones. So nothing really to help build you on. It's just going to be just more gems, and they're taking away arena. So there is no gain of any sorts of resources. You're just going to get the same resources for this system. So there's no growth in that. And then what else? It will require you to have 374 heroes to actually get the full reward. It's just going to be that. It's going to require 374 heroes to get the full reward because you're going to have to run the highest dungeon with 3 different heroes to get the full reward, and it's just going to be once every 2 days. So 4 times you have to play arena a week, but you're going to have to do it 74. Like currently, if you look at arena, there's there's not really viable people. There's 3 viable champions for endgame co-op, which is uh Future Princess, Bath, and Len. Actually, there's probably more. There's Gabrielle, that's also viable. But like a lot of heroes are not viable at the end game unless you're going to get carried by someone. And I don't think they want the system to be carried. So that it doesn't look like that. So this is like horrible for new players. It takes you 1 month to actually get one hero, so you're missing out a lot of rewards for a long time. Unless they're going to give you more resources at the start, this is pretty much another gatekeeping for new players. It's already pretty hard for new players to join in. You get about 2 weeks of a honeymoon period because of all the good story you're having. You'll probably then end up stuck on chapter 10 because they actually made it really hard for you to actually go for chapter 10. It does fit the theme, but for your like for grinding purposes, for growth purposes, that's not what you want. It will really just end the honeymoon period for new players, and then they're just stuck on grinding evolution stones, stuck on grinding mirrors, stuck on grinding resources. It's just grind, 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 and then you're going to have to say that um, they're not getting sweep. They're not getting sweep to a very long ass time. It's probably going to be a month as well before they're going to get sweep with current measures of how many points they attain for Guardian base each time. It was just going to be a long ass time till they're starting to have fun anymore. It's just that. So they're trying to make these new systems to formulate, make fun, and for the end game to be more fun. And I'm not seeing it. I don't believe this will be a success because I feel like they're starting to be stingy with the rewards. So unless the rewards are worth it, it's like these changes. Like currently, they see like no one's actually playing this. Like this is pretty much just get on once, finish 10 minutes, and then you're done with that. So they're trying to change it and trying to have you to come back more every time. So they're doing this, making it a bit harder. Unless the reward is going to be changed, it's probably going to stay the same. There's nothing really to talk about that. Hero race system, I believe, it depends on how they're doing it. This system and the other system, which is the merchandise casting system, like this one has like a chance to get a super rare costume and extra strats. These are really looking to be an RNG gear grind. I am not in favor of RNG gear grind. You already have a bit of RNG and gear stats using lockstones. So if this is just going to be another RNG gear grind, that's way too much already. Pick one system, go with it. If it goes into that, if I'm believe like because usually systems when they come out, they actually give a pretty significant boost of stats because they want you to use the unit system, and this system is tied to their world exploration. So I'm predicting this is probably going to be a stat power creep, and if it's going to be really RNG heavy, I am really skeptical about this. And then there's the world boss, which I'm kind of skeptical because I'm seeing this more as of the same thing as probably what Azerlane, the other gacha I'm playing, which is Operation Siren Mode. If this is going to be like a monthly reset and they put too much stuff into it and the rewards are not good, it's probably just going to be good for 1 month and then everyone's going to be tired of doing this. It becomes a very too much of a chore. I usually see these things very easily becoming a chore, especially if the rewards are not good. They won't people players will not think it's good enough, and then there's probably just going to be more complaints about that. I don't really see it. I'll probably be two. I'll say 1 to 2 months of people having good praise of this mode, and then it's probably going to be very tedious to do, especially since it wants every hero to play a role, which is more diverse in your resources. And currently, there is just not enough resources going around for you to build a lot of stuff, which is probably even worse for new players. Pro players might be all right, um, unless we actually get confirmation when the hell we're getting the second training zone or third training zone. This is, I think, a bit much for people slowing down. And the last is a faith system. I actually like this. It's probably going to diversify a bit, but I'm skeptical that it's just going to be a stat. Um, it's going to be too big of a stat power creep. You're probably going to have a new resources for it to level up for faith levels, and then the heroes that it probably may have, depending on how much it gives, maybe have like different builds. But I'm seeing it as it may be too much RNG. It may be too much stat power creep for Rails and free to play, which is not great. This system I don't care about enough. They already know that no one likes Arena. So at the end, it's like the Arena words will not be significantly large because we don't really care about that because we really just want PvE content. And the Arena content, they're not doing anything to fix Arena. So basically, they're just making you have to play it less and just having this mode out for the top whales. So like a lot of people just don't have to do anything with that. It's just not useful, not good. And they know they're just going to keep the awards to not be a lot because no one likes it and no one wants to actually go and play for rewards. This I like. Story replay is going to be great. Oh, this is like what you want because you want people to just do your PVE content, and this is a really good way. People might want to refresh on the story. People might get dialogues they miss. I missed some few dialogues in that. Guild contents probably be good, but I have no idea. This looks like a long way to go. There's a ton of roadmaps. They're probably working more on the world system and this than any of the other things, and also co-op as well. But co-op, I think there's not going to be a lot of changes. It's just going to be the reward changes, and from how they're doing it, it's probably just going to be the same rewards, gem rewards as Arena. So no growth, nothing of that. It's just more gems, and it's not gems on top of Arena. It's just gems that's going to replace Arena. I don't know if people like it is PvE, it's PvP, so you have chances of getting carried more, but there's no change of like daily resources yet, so they're being stingy about resources starting now. So unless they're going to change more stuff that introduction introduces quicker growth, I don't actually see a lot of these things being helpful. Because what currently like the main problem with Guardian Tales is it has a slow growth, a really slow growth. You have to constantly deal with just like the feel of like nothing you're doing really works because you're dependent on the shard system, and the shard system is based on the stamina system, and there's nowhere else that you really get shards from. There's nowhere else you really get shards from. The other zones don't give you like the really needed material except Kama Zone, which is Awakening Stone. You get gems from it. You get gems, but it takes 1 month for you to use that character, unless you're putting in a training room. Even a training room takes 3 months for the starting player to actually be able to use at the max capacity. So there has to be something to do with increased growth. Otherwise, it's harder and harder for people to get in and start in this game, which means a slow death. And slow death means these things that they're trying to do, more social things, co-op, is going to take a hit. Like as you can see right now, like from what we have in global already, it's not good because we don't have rooms. Thankfully, they actually know you need rooms, so the next period is going to be rooms. But then it's just gonna it's I don't think it's gonna increase like the playtime too much. I feel like that's probably good, but I think from how they're releasing all these like new content, they just want to increase the playtime of players. And that's my rant for this. I'm really pissed off. So it's not going to be in favor of devs. I really am not looking forward to. The only thing I'm looking forward to is story content, and that's pretty much it. Because I don't think they know how to do systems long term. Thank you. This is Sakurai Jedi signing off.